Hello, and welcome back to Busby Gaming. I haven't done a reset podcast in like a really long time, so this is going to be a little bit of a different kind of video than one you guys are used to. The title of this is going to be The Death of Rockstar Games. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, you're just being dramatic about the launcher being offline, but actually I was planning on doing this video a while ago, and I was just kind of mounting all the things to talk about, but this kind of just pushed it over the edge. One thing I want to say is that the Rockstar Games of the early to mid 2000s is dead and gone. It doesn't exist anymore. A lot of you that are fans of Rockstar Games today are fans from, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, GTA 4. You never really got to experience like the heyday. And before Rockstar Games was Rockstar, they were called DMA or DMA Design, and they made the original first three Grand Theft Autos, which was Grand Theft Auto 1, obviously, London 1969, and then GTA 2. There was another London expansion in there, but after that, holy shit. After that, they made GTA 3, and just, the rest, as they say, is history. But, yeah, they've gotten kind of lazy lately. And it's not really Rockstar's fault, it's more Take-Two Interactive's fault. They are the umbrella company for Rockstar Games. So that means, it's a good idea to have an umbrella company, in case the game runs behind schedule, needs extra funding, gets involved in a lawsuit, or, in the case of recently, the financial report came out that Rockstar had a $53 million project that just never got announced, never got made, and they just often canceled it. Some people are, wondering what that is. Everybody thinks that Rockstar Games can make nothing but gold. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, we need Grand Theft Auto 6 here, now, today. I'm not that guy. I think that GTA Online could be, it is something special right now, but it could be a lot better by doing very simple little things like what the modding community has done. They have added in GTA 4's Liberty City, and adding that in officially, making it so that your online character can go to a different map other than a tiny island for a one heist, would actually push the longevity of GTA Online. I don't know why I rushed through that part, but anyway, they could definitely lengthen out the life of it a little bit more, and not just make it feel like we're stuck in the same map for 8 years, because that's what we've been doing. Yeah, they've added content here and there. They've done certain packs and events, and they do a genuinely good job, keeping the city feeling alive. But it sucks that you can't leave it. Can't leave the map at all. You end up going to, like I said, you do one island for a heist mission, but that's about it. I'm sorry, my kid's playing upstairs, so he's throwing his blocks and stuff around. That's what you hear in the background. But yeah, the main reason why the Rockstar of today is not the same as the Rockstar of yesteryear is because there was three main guys that made DMA Design into Rockstar, and they were the creative team behind the Grand Theft Auto series, original Red Dead Redemption, and that is Leslie Benzie, Dan Houser, and Sam Houser. For those of you that don't know, Dan Houser and Leslie Benzie both left Rockstar, and they were like I said, the trio of creative. So just the fact that two of the three guys are gone, and it's just Sam Houser now. And I want to say Dan's last game was Red Dead Redemption 2, and he was one of the main reasons why that story was so engaging and well received by fans. A lot of people say it was slow, but it's a Wild West game. It's not going to be a Michael Bay action flick with explosions every 5 minutes. But both Leslie Benzie and Dan Houser went off to, I don't know if they're in the same studio, but I think they both went off to head their own their own individual studio, I believe. But yeah, the Rockstar Games of today is more like the current EA games. And what I mean by that is Take-Two is driving them. They're not really left to their own devices like they used to be. Take-Two is like, I want money, give me more money. So they release the same game over and over again, which is why for the last 3 console generations we've only had one Grand Theft Auto game, and the fact that we even got Red Dead Redemption 2 is kind of a surprise, you know. And that brings me to the remakes, the other remakes that just supposedly came out. And I say supposedly because on console you guys get to play the Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy Definitive Edition, but for PC users, since the Rockstar Games launcher went down, nobody can download dick. You can't play single-player games, even Red Dead Redemption 2, like I just said. I can't even play it because it has to be authenticated through the Rockstar Games launcher, which sucks. And it kind of makes the community and the PC gaming community go, well, I paid the money, I'm storing the game on my computer, and my computer's running it, so it's not providing a streaming service. It's not like they have like cloud saving and things like that. But why you can't play a single player game without going through Rockstar's shitty authentication is embarrassing, really, for a company that's multi-billion-dollar AAA studio. Steam allows you to play all the games in offline mode, as long as they are single player. But for some reason with the Rockstar Games launcher, it goes offline, all your games are done. You can't play anything, you can't... I mean, you could try and do like a cracked version, so like you have the files on your computer, and it doesn't have to go through Rockstar's authentication, but that's illegal, and I'm not advocating for that, even though it is your fucking game, you do what you please. But, so, what I was gonna say is, the Rockstar Games launcher going down on launch day, there's 2 possibilities that the community is kind of saying about it. They're saying that either it went down on a holiday, nobody was there, nobody was able to get into the office, so that's why it's still down today, because they're trying to play catch up. The other people in the community are saying, well, you chose launch day to maintenance the servers for the Rockstar launcher. Very stupid fucking move. But what you guys don't realize is that the real reason why the Rockstar Games launcher, at least the rumored reason is, from insiders, they're saying that, well, Grove Street Games screwed the pooch. And no, I don't mean with glitches like this. Yes, that is actual gameplay that I captured. The building is sideways. It's like melting and sloping at the same time. It's really weird. But anyway, that's not really a problem. That's just a game glitch. What they did is they left the master code files, or these holy grail files, is what a lot of outlets are calling it. And that is like, it has the source code for each game. It has like all the internal like stuff that you shouldn't have in a game that Rockstar gave Grove Street Games to make this in Unreal Engine, and they just left it in. They didn't do a final check. They didn't run through the code. They didn't run through the files before they released it. You think they would do that, but Rockstar, just like EA or, you know, any other fucking studio right now, they don't test their games anymore. They don't test them. They just send them out in beta. Hey, the game's 90% complete. We're not going to beta test it. We're going to let the public that paid $60 for a product beta test it for us, and we'll just fix it via patches. And I want to say that patching games is probably another thing that's killing the gaming community. But anyway, with these files, having the source code for the original 3 Grand Theft Autos is something that's already out there. Take-Two Interactive filed DMCA takedown notifications and threatened legal action against a team that was trying to break down this source code, and actually succeeded. They were already going to put and some people say that they did already put the original games on Switch. So Nintendo Switch was playing the original trilogy, released for the PS2 or PC. I don't know which. I think it's the same source code. I'm not really sure. I don't do the coding shit, because I imagine with the source code you can change it to suit any kind of system you like. So the source code is already out there, but they don't want to make it like publicly available by them, because really, I mean, I know it's a remaster, but there's so many things that they fixed or changed, but there's little things that they didn't. Like in GTA 3, you can't do a brake stand. You could do it in San Andreas, you could do it in Vice City, but for some reason in GTA 3, you can't hold down the brake and the gas and spin the tires. It just won't work that way. So that leads me to believe that since they are using the same source code from the original 3 games, that you can't modify motorcycles or any kind of two-wheel vehicle into GTA 3, because the physics of that source engine that makes everything run and go doesn't have a balancing thing for two-wheel vehicles. It just won't work. So if you get a two-wheel vehicle in there, and I've done this with the original GTA 3, and I thought it was funny because the vehicle would just like kind of flop over and send sparks everywhere. So it was entertaining, you know, it was like more of a joke parody kind of thing. Or the other one where you get in a motorcycle and he's like laying back in the motorcycle like he's in a car. So the model doesn't match the vehicle. But anyway, the fact that they just released these games $60 to $20 a piece, you paid for it. And right now, I want to say it's been like 26, 28 hours, something like that, since the launcher went down. And the reason why it's going down is because, I hate to say it, but these files that have that master code or holy grail code in them, the source code for each game, are kind of integral for them to keep running. So you can't just take it out. It doesn't work that way. So what the game, I don't know why they couldn't just take the game, like the GTA 3 Vice City and San Andreas Definitive Edition, off the launcher and leave all the rest of the fucking games alone. But apparently there must be something with the launcher and the game that's preventing it from running. So yeah, and another thing that people who were really, really hopeful that the definitive edition of these games was going to be easily moddable because it's Unreal Engine, it's not. I spent the first probably 3 hours I've had the game trying to get into the game files and all, and it's in the entire 5 gigabytes of the game is in a .pack file. And for those of you who don't know what that is, basically it's a compressed file, but it's like encrypted. So you can't use like 7-zip or, you know, any other of those, you know, .rir archive openers, because it's encrypted. So you have to kind of go through a roundabout way. Is there a way to decrypt them? Yes, but it's going to take a lot of time. So in order to make, and this is just GTA 3 I tried this on, but in order to make them able to be modded, somebody's got to break that encryption to get into that pack file. But I'm not a modder, so I could be wrong. Pack files are used by other games, and they've been edited before, like with Days Gone on the PC, on the Steam version. It has a lot of pack files in there, and people are able to get into it. But I believe, from what I've tried, it's encrypted. So it's not like you can open up the directory and you have all the files all right there available and open. You can change and edit what you like. It's more encrypted, but this, I want to say it's like an SCM file, is what has all that holy grail data in it, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the game run with a modified version of that file, because you can't publicly give away the source code, even though it's publicly available. And speaking of modding, I think we're going to have, you know, when they do break that encryption, if that's even what needs to be done, it's going to end up being a shit show, so long as Taketwo Interactive is Rockstar Games' umbrella company. They are going to file DMCAs anytime they. And here's the thing, is that I wish more people would know this, especially modders in the New York area, especially, is that they can't really sue you for making a mod. Now, if you take the map from a different game like San Andreas and you try and put it in Liberty City, then you're going to have a problem because you're using two different games, so you're violating the copyright or something like that. So that's a problem. But as long as you're not making money off it, like say if you make a mod that makes Claude look realistic in GTA 3 and they file a DMCA takedown notification, most people comply with it because they're afraid. And the truth is, the DMCA takedown notice is not like a lawsuit. It's saying that if you don't take it down, we will sue. But if you're doing it of your own volition, you're not charging people for it, and you're not making a profit, they're kind of trying to get blood from a stone. So there's nothing really to get from you. And it would be really bad PR for them to actually sue you. But Take-Two doesn't give a shit. They'll try. And the most thing is that, you know, it's going to be in New York, which is why I said that earlier. They're going to file a lawsuit for you in the city of New York. And most people who live, like, say, on the West Coast or the Midwest or even one state over or up or down, they can't make it to New York to appear in court. And if you are sued and you don't show up in court or you don't have a representative there for you, you automatically lose. So Take-Two wins. But what I would like to do, what I would really love to do, and if I ever won the lottery, I would really seriously do this. I would make the most badass mod and I would release it to the community. I would work with mods or modders in the community just to make something really special. I would hire them and pay them with my own money because I'd be a lottery winner. And then when Take-Two files a DMCA takedown notice, I would tell them to stick it up their ass. And then they would sue me. And I would actually show up in court. And I would say, well, look, I modified a version of the game that I bought a license for. I own it. I'm installing the files on my computer. I'm not making a profit from these modifications. I'm actually improving your game for the PC community. It's a voluntary download. They're doing it of their own volition. And they are not paying for it. I am making nothing. I'm just modifying a game. They would have no leg to stand on. And it would actually be a big fucking win for the modding community, which is part of the reason why a lot of people buy this on PC, is so they can mod it. But it seems like with every release, they're trying to do something that makes it almost impossible to mod. And I was having a hell of a time with the original GTA 3 that I bought like a couple years ago. I wanted to play it before the definitive edition came out because I just wanted a reminder and, you know, relive a little bit of nostalgia from the early 2000s. But as soon as I downloaded the game and launched it, I got a notification saying that for some reason it couldn't convert the textures from my video card. So literally I couldn't play GTA 3 off of the marketplace without modifying the game. So what I had to do is I had to go find a different EXE that didn't trigger that authentication, there's no F in there, authentication process from the launcher, so I can modify the game to run on modern cards, which is something that Rockstar Games should have did themselves. But it's a problem that a lot of people have when trying to play the older titles like Vice City or GTA 3. San Andreas it came out in a nice time where, you know, and it's more popular than Vice City and GTA 3, so it kind of gets a little bit more attention when it's put into marketplaces and things like that. But GTA 3 and Vice City will have that can't convert for your video card, you know, the texture, you know, it's a very common problem. It doesn't happen to everybody, but just imagine, you know, you spent the money and you can't play the game. That's kind of what the PC community is doing right now. They literally paid $60, $20 for each game, and they can't play them. It's a single-player game. There's no online components at all, but you can't play them. But anyway, the best thing I've found on PC, so if you're a PC player and you're absolutely sick of GTA Online, check out something called 5M. I'm going to leave a link down in the description. What this does is it makes private servers. So if you want to role play, if you want to go to Liberty City in GTA 5's map, as in Liberty City from GTA 4, you can. You can play with other people online. It's, for some reason, even though it's like a backroad server, or a bunch of different servers, you just type in what you want to play. You know, they have like, you know, superheroes. You can play as a superhero. Markiplier, I gotta do a shout out to him because I fucking laughed my ass off. He did a role playing with like Steve the Waterman or something like that, and he went out through like the whole. It was just a role playing game, and he was already a funny ass dude, and it was hilarious to watch. And if I can find the video, I'm gonna put that in a link down below too. So shout out to him, even though he's a bigger YouTuber than me and doesn't really need it, but it's just really cool. Like, they even have like a zombie survival one. They got like an alien invasion one. So all kinds of crazy cool shit. They have cops and robbers, races, all anything you can think of is on this 5M thing. So it completely rejuvenates GTA Online. It did for me. I was bored shitless. I got every car that I wanted, and then they came out with a bunch of, like, I saw like the Batmobile, the Vigilante or whatever it's called in GTA Online, and I was like, shit, I want to get that car. I want to check it out. And it was like $6 million. For those of you that don't know, you got to pay $20 for $1 million in GTA Online, or you can grind, and you got to find people that, you know, are higher level than you and are willing to play with somebody who's inexperienced. So you got to either grind your ass off to get that money, cheat, or buy shark cards. And that's one of the things that is unfortunately giving Take-Two a lot of money, is a lot of you are buying shark cards. And that's why it's going to continue to be, you know, they're going to continue to remake and re-release GTA 5 and GTA Online. You know, they're saying fuck Red Dead Redemption 2, fuck Red Dead Online. You know, it's like sinking under the water, and it's like, not only is it sinking, but like Take-Two is putting the hand on top of the head, and they're like pushing it down because they don't give a fuck about Red Dead Redemption Online. There's basic fixes that could be applied that they don't care. They don't give a shit. People are buying gold bars. People are buying shark cards. So long as you keep rewarding them for giving you minimal effort, they're going to keep giving you minimal effort. So, in a way, not only is Strauss Zelnick's shitty personality and business practices that he employs at Take-Two Interactive killing Rockstar Games, but also the people that are supporting him and allowing him to fucking do it are the reason why we get minimum effort. You know, they could add maps, they could add content, they can add new cities, they could add Las Venturas and San Fierro, but they don't. They just won't, because we're allowing them to get away with it. But anyway, I've ranted on long enough. That's all I have for you guys in this video. Take care, have a good weekend, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.